Hi everyone, I'm making you another screencast video so that I can explain the directions for reading response number 5. Just like reading response number 4 and the previous reading responses, I always have some required reading, and I also once again have some suggested reading. Again, this is not required, but I've included some more PDFs for you to download. If you get a chance to look those over, that is wonderful, even if you skim them. But no pressure to read these. At least keep them in your files. Again, to me, you can never have enough of these articles when you're preparing to be a literacy leader. So keep those handy when it's relevant for you. So let's get back to what's actually required. You're going to once again return to the Kathy Told book that I had you purchase, the Literacy Coaches Survival Guide. I absolutely love this book. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And this time you're reading chapter 1 and 2. Last time you read chapter 3, 4, and 5, so we're kind of going out of order. And the reason being is that I was trying to put some of the information, the concepts and the content of those chapters were relevant to what we were doing in class. So that was the reason for the change up here. So again, now you're going to go back to chapter 1 and 2 for this response. And then I have some websites for you to go to. In fact, I have those up right here. You're going to spend a little time getting familiar with the International Literacy Association, ILA. They actually used to be the International Reading Association. I've been a member of them since the early 90s. I actually remember when I was preparing to be a teacher, pre-service teacher, I joined their organization to get the student rate. So I have been reading their journals for many, many years, and they've always, this organization helped me a lot with gaining knowledge. It's not always my favorite. I also love NCTE, which is the National Council of Teachers of English, and I also love LRA, which is the Literacy Research Association, but ILA is fantastic too. So that's why I want to point you there, because they hold the standards for becoming a reading specialist and literacy coach. And so this is why these are important websites. Please bookmark them, because you not only need them for this assignment, you need them for our entire program. You're going to be very familiar with these. If you haven't already looked at them in previous classes, I'm making a presumption there. Maybe you've already bookmarked these. But there are going to be some that when you go to write your portfolio at the end of this program, you're going to need to keep referring to these standards. In addition to that, you need them down the road if you take the job of a literacy coach or reading specialist. So that said, there's a total of 2 chapters and 2 websites for you to become familiar with. And then, as always, I have you making meaning, which is the definition of literacy. Literacy means making meaning. That's the shortest definition we can rely on. And I want you to make meaning of all of these readings by using another reading strategy or literacy strategy to help you engage with this. And this time I'm offering you 3 different strategies that you may already know. And I want you to choose the one that you like best and that you think will help you to comprehend these required readings. So I can't wait to see which one you select. I like them all. I use them all for various reasons. So again, pick the one that you're most comfortable with. So I'll go over that in a little bit. But I do want to point out these websites. So when you pull up the ILA website, the first one, it's called The Matrix of Professional Roles by Standards. I want you to just go through here, open up these particular links that seem interesting to you, scan them, and again, based on what you find here that resonates with you is what you're going to be sharing in your responses with the strategy that you choose. Notice that I've already introduced you to this, the PD guide for book 177. This I already included for your book study groups. So some of you may have already looked through all of this, which gives you great ideas for how to run a study group. Where is that page? Welcome to study groups, which you guys are all engaging in at this time. So that will be fun. Again, just go through here and become familiar with the resources that this wonderful ILA provides you. And then this is also important. These are the standards that you are held to in our program, but also if you take on a literacy specialist, literacy coach job. And I love these standards because they begin to break down all of the things that you need to know. This is the knowledge that you are acquiring throughout your entire time in our program. So start to look at what what ILA expects. These are the elements on the left side of this column, and on the right side, these are things that you should be doing, and these are the things that all of your professors in the program, including me, we want you to have some of these experiences. Obviously, we don't give you 100% of these in each course. Between all the courses, by the time you graduate, you should be able to do all of this. So look on the right side. This is what you're headed towards as you complete our program. So let's look at, so like for example, when you start the literacy coaching project that I haven't introduced yet, this is gonna be an opportunity for you to think about how you can support teachers. So you'll be meeting this standard once you complete that assignment. That's just one that, again, popped right out to me. But look through all of this and start to see what have you already demonstrated in our program that you've learned here. That might be one way to connect. And maybe there's some gaps here that you're like, I'm not sure how to do any of this yet, and you're anxious, and those provide you with curiosity. So going back to that, sorry about that. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so going back to the readings. So you have chapter 1 and 2, and then please go on to ILA and look at these. They're all under the same umbrella. It's just I put 2 links to get there between the standards and some of the background information about literacy specialist coaching. Again, suggested reading only if you get to it. And now, in order to engage with these readings, I want you to select one of the 3 that I've listed down here. So one of a strategy that I love is called double entry journals. And this is an example of a double entry journal. If you love double entry journals like I do, then feel free to use this for this response. I call them DEJs. That's the acronym for them, just for short. I'll say DEJ. When I taught 8th grade, my students did a lot of double entry journals. I made a lot of them for them. So these, I've seen so many different styles. This is just one style I recommend. If you have a particular double entry journal that you have used before and that you love, feel free to use it. But this would be the basics. You can copy and paste this into a document. And then again, you bullet ideas. So you collect the information on the left-hand side. Typically, this is how the double entry journal works. And you record quotes, summaries, ideas, and then you include necessary reference information. Again, grab the information that is going to be meaningful for you as you think about when you obtain a literacy coaching job, or even in this course as you enact being a literacy coach. What are the ideas on that left-hand side from the readings that are going to remind you of what a good literacy coach does? And then on the right side is where you get to socially construct your knowledge, and this is when you are starting to make connections. So you might relate the information to your experiences or lack of experience. You can put the idea in your own words. You might draw some images. You might draw conclusions. You might ask some more questions. So this side should demonstrate that you are engaging with the text. Prove to me that you did the reading. And again, this shows your critical thinking and your diversity of thinking. So anything kind of goes here. Just prove to me that you did the reading. So if you decide that you love this literacy strategy and want to run with this, then you want to make sure that you have a total of 3 separate DEJs. One should reflect chapter 1 from the Kathy Toll reading. So I would like to see your ideas for chapter 1, as well as another DEJ for chapter 2. And then the IL website, there is so much there. Again, just pick the most robust ideas that came out after cruising that website, but a lot of it's standards, so you'll probably just breeze through a lot of that quickly. So again, one double entry journal for the ILA. I hope that all makes sense. So that's why I would open in C3. If you want to call this like chapter 1, and then after you've completed chapter 1's ideas, then you can still write in the same box, but just make sure that you differentiate with title or headings so that I know that you are addressing chapter 1, chapter 2 in the website. If this strategy is not your favorite, you can also choose this one. I call it Post-it notes, and I love it. You can either do real Post-it notes. If you are a Post-it notes person like me, I have them all over my desk, different colors. They also now, this is my favorite, there is an iPad or an iPhone app for those of you that have that kind of technology. I think you can even do this on your computer. I haven't tried that, but I have an iPad, and there is this app called Lino that you can download for free. Here's the little app that I put the photo there. It allows you to do digital Post-its. And for me, I thought that was so fun when I learned about this. It's the same thing, it's just digital. But for this one, again, similar to what happened in the DEJ, I want you to write on the Post-it notes. You need to have 6 Post-it notes for each reading, okay? So that, again, I know there's evidence that you did that reading. So that would mean a total of 18 Post-it notes. I called it 6 here. That's because it's 6 per reading. So it actually should be 18 Post-it notes. 6 per article. Sorry, I'm editing that now. Okay, so again, what do you write on these Post-it notes? Maybe just like up here, you might find a quote and something that you want to reply. I don't want to just see I like. I want you to go beyond the I like and tell me, again, a question, a connection, a disagreement, an agreement, something that you're contemplating now that you've done this reading. So I hope that makes sense. Again, if you do a physical Post-it notes, make sure you take good photos, figure out a way so that you can upload these to Lalima for me. Again, I have seen so many former students take photos, and it always works out because I'm able to sorry for the beeping, it's my watch. I have to click that. So make sure that you take some kind of photo. Sorry about the beeping there. And then if you don't like the Post-it note idea, there is another strategy called 3-2-1 page. And here is the graphic organizer. Again, just copy and paste this into your own Word document. And the 3-2-1 is as simple as this. You want to write 3 ideas that struck you when you were reading, 2 connections you made. These can be personal, societal. Maybe you connected it to a previous reading. Show that you made 2 connections, and then write 1 question or a wondering that you have after completing the reading. Again, just like the previous ones, I want to see a 3-2-1, and this represents each of the readings. So you would have a 3-2-1 for chapter 1, a 3-2-1 for chapter 2, and a 3-2-1 for the ILA website. Okay, I think that should be pretty straightforward. I hope maybe you like all 3. You know, I never thought about this, but let's say you love all 3. I would welcome you. You could do 1 DEJ for chapter 1. You could do chapter 2 with 6 Post-it notes, and you could do the ILA website with 3-2-1. Again, any order you want. I just want you to engage with the reading, and these strategies will help you to make meaning, I hope, and help you to take good notes. And I can't wait to see which strategies you select so that I can read and I'll get you feedback. Again, the overall criteria for any of these strategies that you select, it should demonstrate that you clearly have read the articles carefully or the chapters carefully, and it should show that you have reflected on the reading, thinking about your own dispositions, your own knowledge, and your practices as you think about becoming a literacy leader. So that's the final criteria. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. As always, if you need further clarification, email me, call me, or text message me. Thanks, everyone.